I'm Gloria Strode and welcome to Straightforward. Today I am so excited. We have Tamara Johnson, Coach Tamara, who is now the author of Black Girl Magic. I am so excited.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
you for having me today.
Yes, and I said to you when we were speaking earlier, when you have a wonderful success like this, and your circle or your village is not cheering you on, you got to get a new circle and a new village.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you have gone from being the coach, you have been a civil servant, sales, business, educator, and now the author.
Yes,
and you're in communications. You have your own TV show. I mean, you're on the red carpet. I mean, you all over the U.S., Hollywood, all of that. But I was so excited about this book. And of course, you have to autograph this for my granddaughter,
yes,
Lyric.
Of course.
Because then I can brag that the author, autographed this personally for her. But you've gone full circle. I told you when we were speaking, you kind of sort of didn't have a choice about education. Education runs deep in your family. Of course, your mom and your aunties were all Carver girls, and we had such a high standard for learning with Dr. Charleston and all of the educators we had, which we go back before integration. And so it was a different time back then. So you grew up knowing that you had to learn how to read, you had to learn your spelling word. That might sound simple, but if you didn't know how to do that, then this wouldn't be.
Definitely. I just want to again thank you for having me today and being a part of my village. And I'm so honored to be here today. And I just am just overwhelmed by the outpouring of support for the book, and definitely with you leading the charge as part of that village. And
Yes.
I greatly appreciate that.
Yeah.
But the book, you said I didn't have a choice to be an educator. I tried. I guess it's in my DNA.
It's in your DNA.
I was a firefighter before.
Mhm.
My undergrad is in communications. I always wanted to be a sports broadcaster on ESPN or some sports show, and then I went from that with my major at USF, where I played basketball down in Tampa.
Okay, that's University of South Florida in Tampa, and you went there on a scholarship. Okay.
On basketball scholarship.
Mhm.
And upon graduation, I moved to Atlanta, and you couldn't find a job in my
That's common.
in my degree,
Yes.
in my field. And so, as a joke, my mother was like, Dr. Brown, my mother was like, the fire department's hiring. My grandfather had also fallen sick. So she was like, the fire department's hiring. And so I came and I passed the agility test of the fire department and got on there, served there for 5 years, and became a sergeant, went up the ranks real quick. And then I finished my master's degree from Troy University.
Okay. So that's here. Right. Okay. You didn't go back to Florida.
No,
you stayed
didn't
here.
go back to Florida.
Okay.
So Troy, and finished my degree there in social science, and then education. It just came at that point.
It was waiting for you. It didn't just come.
Yeah.
They had to let you go on all those adventures, and then you had to.
Well, my mother always told me not to be an educator, actually, so she tried to deter me from it, but it just kept calling. So I feel this is my purpose,
right?
And I'm right where I'm supposed to be. This is my 23rd year of teaching and coaching. 23 years.
In my mind, I can't make the transition from you being Joanne's baby girl to 20-something years in teaching.
And education.
Isn't that something?
Yeah. It flew by. I look back as well, like, wow, I'm like 7 years from retirement.
Yes. Yeah, but we got a whole lot of miles to get out of you, because I always follow and I watch what you're doing with the kids.
Thank you.
All children need someone that believe in them and that they can be great and excellent in whatever they do. And so you won so many championships with your students, and and it's like a family and a village, and say, I follow you on social media.
Yeah.
And so when I called you up, I said, I'm really proud of what you do with the children.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
You said children.
Children.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is street vernacular
Yeah.
over in our village. The children. Yes. So.
Well, I appreciate the call, and you know, I was hired up in Harris County by Mr. Arnold Jackson.
Great man, Albany State alum, his wife and his son as well. Wonderful educators, because Mr. Jackson taught a lot of my relatives in Talbot County. Mm-hmm. And so his wife is a longtime educator, just great people that believe in education changing the lives.
Yep.
And so you picked up that baton from Arnold. And you
and he gave me a chance, and you know, I've been there and I've gone through several administrators, and you know, so I've been there again, my 23rd year. A shout out to my volleyball team, Harris County Carver Middle School volleyball team. They just won their 9th consecutive volleyball championship. So, you know, I was raised by my mother to always believe that you can do what you set your mind to do. You work hard, you get the job done, you get an education, and you can make anything happen.
Right.
And that's what I try.
Fully committed.
Yep, fully committed, all in, 100%. So that's what I try and instill in the children I teach, as well as the children I coach. A lot of nowadays is not all about educating them. It's being an example, or you know, trying to steer them in the right direction, because as I see our youth go through a lot of things comparable to what adults go through.
Absolutely. It's a different world than when I was in school. Certainly even with you. Definitely. You know, because you're not even, you know, a half of a century yet. But it's very different. And so they need something a little different. We need the education, but they also need the support and the encouragement, because it's such a mean world now.
Yeah,
I mean, people, with the world of social media and all of that, it just creates these false expectations for our children. And they are under a lot of pressure and a lot of stress.
Right. So then came the book during COVID, and you know, I just saw a lot of our youth. Our country was going through social injustice times, and I saw a lot of our youth leading the charge. Right. You know, our young Black girls, our women. But
Stepping
all
up
youth,
to the plate.
right? But all youth, all of my babies, no matter what color or creed they are.
Right.
This book was written during COVID time. And to be honest, I quit the book a couple of times, so that's why it just came out right. You know, it was grammatical errors. I had time during COVID,
right?
But after COVID, we hit the ground running. So you know,
so you had to circle back.
I had to circle back around, and finally, you know, by the grace of God, the book is now published and it's out, and I'm very grateful for the village and the people who are supporting the book. Again, all colors and creed are supporting the book. Absolutely. The title may be Black Girl Magic, but the message
is a broad message.
Is a broad message.
Okay.
And I want all our youth, our young ladies, definitely
to take a look.
Take a look in this book.
Okay. Well, what we're going to do is go to our first break to our sponsors, and we'll be right back. We'll be right back after word from some of our sponsors. Straightforward is brought to you by State Senator Ed Harbison, serving the citizens of Georgia's 15th Senatorial District and on the front lines for veterans every day. The Columbus Memory Center, 7196 North Lake Drive, Suite A, Columbus. Dr. Jonathan Liss is a board-certified neurologist and sleep specialist committed to battling Alzheimer's by preserving independence, offering you the opportunity to get your memory number for free, the only vital sign for brain health. Call today at 706-327-4000 or visit columbusmemorycenter.com. The Miley Agency, 4903 Armour Road. Gerald L. Miley and William Ripsinger have been providing comprehensive reviews and insuring families in Georgia and Alabama for more than 50 years. The Miley Agency will work non-stop to find you the best policy at the best price. You can rest assured that your information is secure, confidential, and protected. Call today at 706-996-2045. And welcome back to Straightforward. I'm really enjoying this awesome visit with Tamara Johnson, and she's a coach. I mean, she's just worn so many hats. we're so very proud of her, just what you're doing in education. Can't believe it's been 20-something years. This book has just taken you full circle. I know that you had a great college career as an athlete. I've seen all of your victories with your students in Harris County, and we're cheering you on in social media. But this book, I am so proud of this book. I know that your mom, your auntie, they're educators. This really means a lot to have someone from our village to take on something like this. And so what you have shared is, this is one of others.
Yes, this is a...
And I want to get you on record. So you can't quit the book.
Right, so I can't quit it again. All right, hold me accountable,
That's right, we got it documented.
You got it. The village holding me accountable. I love that. That's what villages do. So
Exactly.
I appreciate that. So this is going to be a series
Okay.
of books. So the next book will be written probably by mid-year of 2023. And the subject matter there will be women in sports.
Okay.
So our women athletes and the things that they go through.
And it's not all glamorous. See, we see people on TV, and then we don't understand that there's a backstory. There's a lot of politics. There's a lot of cultural things, that go on in the background. When they invite you to go to Norway, you got to be prepared. If you have only been to Tennessee. You might have all the skills, but there's another side that sometimes we don't prepare our young people for. And I know you know that because you went, from Columbus to Tampa? Right.
And then
from Kendrick.
High school. Kendrick High School, and then to Tampa. And then playing with the University of South Florida, that took us around, the United States. So we got to go to Mardi Gras like 4 times because we would play Tulane during Mardi Gras time. Southern
But that was different from what you experienced as a high school athlete.
Definitely.
And a lot of our kids
so each level
is different.
It's
and
different.
Sometimes our kids get overwhelmed because they've not been outside of the village.
Right. They haven't left home. So I've known players who've gone across country and have to come right back.
Had the skills, but they didn't have that other social and cultural part to survive.
Correct.
So in this next book, those are some of the things that you're going to be dealing with?
Yes, ma'am. And along with, sportsmanship, integrity in sports, integrity in women's sports, and to
don't
just
cheat
keep going.
your way to the top.
Don't cheat your way to the top.
You got to earn your place.
There you go.
Just like you, when you went to Tampa, you had to earn your place on the team.
Yes, ma'am.
It can't be because your parent wrote a big check. See, we get into that in some places.
Yep.
And folks don't want to talk about that part, but that's not cool.
Right.
That's not. So we always want to, in the village, we learn this, earn your place at the table.
There you go.
And then no one can complain. Even if they do, they just being haters.
Right.
But you know you have a right to be
It's always going to be complainers now.
Right. But at least you know you have a right to be at that table.
There you go.
Right. And so with your students in Harris County, they can't just be on coach's team and not do good academically.
Correct. We preach that they are student athletes. The student comes first. So, we do, check their report cards and progress reports when they come out. There are consequences both in the classroom and on the court or the field if they're not reaching the standards that being a student athlete takes to participate in sports.
So we're not doing that old day stuff. Before your time, athletes, some were recruited to certain schools and are allowed because they had good physical abilities. Some of them would go and they did not do well academically. Even at the college level, they would have them taking just ridiculous courses because they wanted to win football games or basketball games or soccer or whatever it was. And then when their eligibility was over, they ended up leaving the institution with no tools to go make a living.
Well, I'm not going to say that still didn't happen to this
Lord.
day. So,
now, we really still shouldn't
but
be doing
But
that.
at the middle school, we have high standards for them, and they know that they're student athletes, and the student comes
So
first.
you all are training them early.
Right.
It's just that if you have have, and I watch you with them, and they are winning all the trophies.
Right.
But if they don't have the right attitude,
Correct.
even if they have good grades,
Correct.
that comes with that sportsmanship.
Yes, ma'am.
Then that's
sportsmanship
that's
and integrity. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So they just can't do anything and be on coach's team.
No, they have to represent the uniform that they wear. Representing
like
our school.
Yes.
Representing our team and representing their families. So, they have a high standard of representation as well. I'm big on representation mattering, whether it's, ethnicity, gender, whatever it may be. But all representations need to be, spotlighted.
Right.
And done the correct way.
Right.
So that's another reason that
decent and in order.
Correct. you always got a word.
You got a word. And in order. Those are some of the things that we would say then, the old people, which I'm an old people now myself, but we would say that growing up, what the old people say, but there was a lot of wisdom in that.
Yes.
Decent and in order. If you're doing things right, then you don't have to look over your shoulder.
Right. And again, no one's perfect. I'm not perfect.
All of us
My
make
kids
mistakes.
aren't perfect. So there are times that mistakes are made, but we learn from those mistakes and we've come back. And we've had mistakes made during the season. And those kids come back and they still win a championship.
Right.
Because now their mind's right and they were afforded the opportunity to learn from those errors and those mistakes. I, as a coach, make mistakes, and I'm afforded the opportunity to learn and grow and be a better coach and a better teacher because of it.
Because it's not intentional.
Correct.
Yeah. See, when people continue to do the same thing, that's a habit.
Right.
That's a choice.
Right.
Yeah, because we all have missteps. I mean, even as parents and as mature adults, then we don't always get it right. All of our experiences, we're different. We come from different cultures.
Correct.
Different socioeconomic backgrounds,
And then you have to blend all of that together to form a team or to have a classroom of peers.
Right. Okay, well, what we're going to do is we're going to go to our break to our sponsors, and we'll be right back. We'll be right back after word from some of our sponsors. Carter Counseling Services in the White House at the Elms, 1846 Buena Vista Road, providing services to enhance the quality of life for clients by promoting healthy, stable interactions within relationships, counseling support to assist individuals in positive personal growth. Call Mr. Carter today at 706-570-8698. Progressive Funeral Home, family owned and operated since 1952. The George Ford legacy of high standards continues today in the compassionate and professional services provided. A touch of dignity for those who care. Progressive Funeral Home, 4235 St. Mary's Road. Trusted by generations. Roz Cafe and Catering Services. Choose Roz as your personal chef, knowing every dish is prepared with attention to the finest details and extra care. She will make your next event one to remember, with 2 convenient locations to serve you: 390 Batzel Avenue, Fort Benning, and 3418 Buena Vista Road. Visit rozcafe.com. Welcome back to Straightforward. I'm enjoying this awesome visit with Tamara Johnson, our coach and our new author. I wanted to, you shared this with me, we're on the break, so I wanted to just read this and let's have a conversation about this. Morgan put a Pernia, is that it?
Yes,
Pernia on her back, and back to school they flew. A Perna, that's it, was so grateful and said, "I'm sorry for what I put you through. I felt jealous of your beauty, and you're so funny and smart. You are kind and talented, and I apologize from the bottom of my heart." That's powerful. Because with girls, I don't care what the age, little, midlife, and old, people will judge you and don't even know you. I have experienced, and I have 3 other siblings. One has passed away. Your mom has a lot of sisters. Of course, you're an only child, but you've probably experienced that too, being in sports. But people will bully you, not like you, make a judgment about you without even getting to know you. And then they miss out. Like she said, you're smart and you're funny. So you're trying to teach some character ed with this.
And you know, a lot of this fits in with the standards, definitely in Georgia. So those will be posted soon. But the standards in Georgia, rhyming, character
For education.
Right, right. So those will be posted soon because this aligns with the younger kids' standards in education. But yeah, bullying, I see that a lot.
It happens with adults.
I see that a lot.
Okay.
I didn't specify
Okay.
anything.
I thought you were talking about the kids in your class, but
in general,
across the board,
across the board,
not just kids, because this is a kids book, but not just kids.
Right. I see bullying a lot, and a lot of it comes from, you know, people judging from the outside, or envy or jealousy,
right?
Or, you know, someone has more athletic skills than someone else. Someone's a superstar of the team, you know, so now we're going to make fun of their hair, you know, to try and bring them down. And to try and deflate their confidence.
Right. In the old days, we would call it picking. Why are you picking on that person? Right. And that's not a good thing.
Right.
Because all of us have gifts and talents. We were not all intended to be the same. That would be a very boring world.
Right.
You know, if you can only just have one cookie and it was just sugar cookies.
Right.
You know, we want oatmeal, chocolate chip, raisin. No, really, we do.
We do.
Right. And so people is like, okay, so your gift is you're more athletic. Well, me, I'm going to sit there and watch you play. I might play a little bit, but I ain't going to run that hard. But then my gift might be something else.
Right.
And so we have to learn to respect others, the differences.
And just the message of the book to all young girls, starting them young. So this message is for young girls. Even though people were trying to tear you on your path, or, you know, something that you may like, or something that you wear, or how you wear your hair, you know, the message of this book is to keep going.
Keep pushing.
To keep going, to keep pushing. You have magic within you to overcome all of that. But it starts within. You have to ignore the naysayers. You have to ignore the haters. You have to ignore the judgment. You have to go on your path with a tunnel vision and tune all of the noise out. So that's the purpose of the book.
You just preach that to me, and I'm not one of the young girls. I'm a very mature girl. No, what you're saying, have tunnel vision. Stay on your path. Because in my other life, you know, I was a social worker by profession. That's what my life was. So I worked a lot of jobs that didn't pay me a lot of money, but I did it for the mission and not the position. I had a heart to try to want to make life better for other people. So when I decided I wanted to do this, everybody was not my cheerleader now. And I want to, you know, give credit to a television minister. He said, if you're doing something and you're celebrating something good you did, stop, turn around and see who else is celebrating with you. That is very heartbreaking sometimes. So when you turn around, this is the part he didn't say. When you turn around, you better be ready for when you turn around, because then sometimes we'll find the folks we thought would be cheering us on, they are not the ones cheering us on.
But you have to have a strong heart to be able to realize that and come to that realization, and then you keep moving forward.
Exactly.
Keep moving forward.
Exactly.
Now, there's also a short film that I am going to, it's already made.
Okay.
And it's starring another Columbus native, Donna Bisco.
Okay.
It's Black Girl Magic.
Right.
But it has adults in it.
She went to Carver before immigration. Her mother was Miss Skillern. And yes, we know
so
her.
She's the head mother mistress at a school for unusual youth.
Okay.
So that was filmed the weekend before COVID hit and we locked down. We had finished filming the short film.
Okay.
So it stars Donna Bisco, Breely Evans. A lot of them are in Tyler Perry movies, auditions, and so
we
forth.
know Donna from way back, even with Martin Luther King role and all of that. Her mother taught at Carver before integration.
Yes.
And her sister sung in the chorus at Carver with me and your mother.
There you
See,
go.
you didn't know that.
There you
go.
go.
Phyllis.
So that is coming soon, and you know. Again, the book, I'm greatly appreciative to be here today, and I thank you for having me on. so I can just spread the message of encouragement to our young women and our young youth.
Okay, and so they can go online and order it like we did. And I'm going to get this autograph for my 10-year-old granddaughter, Miss Lyric.
Yes.
And I am just so very, very proud of you. I just want to submit my resume. When you open up your studio, I am too old and tired to be a Walmart greeter. But what we can do, and we can decide today, I can be the receptionist.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I did learn how to read very well at Carver. I learned all of my spelling words, and I know how to conduct myself appropriately. So
yes, ma'am.
I am speaking greatness into your life.
Thank you, and I accept it.
Yes,
Thank you so much.
And the work you're doing with the children, seriously, we're very proud of that. We watch you with all of the championships and to just circle back around, we're going to thank Arnold Jackson from the Albany State University alum for giving you that opportunity 20-something years ago. You can't retire in 7. You got too much work to do. But on that other life, I just want to make sure I submitted my resume. How about
yes,
that?
ma'am. It is duly noted and accepted.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming.
You.
We're so
Thank
proud, and we will do it again.
Yes, ma'am.
This has been straightforward. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. Until next time, be blessed.
What up, world? What's up, Columbus? Be sure to tune in every Sunday, Straightforward with Gloria Strode, right here on NBC 38.